Ladies and gentlemen, folks everywhere, welcome back to another exciting episode of Fight for Truth or Die for a Lie News Network. Before I get started, I want to give all praise to the Most High. The topic of the day is Black History Month exposed. Let's examine what I just said. Black History Month exposed. Black is a color. Definition: it's of the very darkest color, owing to the absence of or complete absorption of light, the opposite of white. End quote. That's who black is. Black is describing a color, not a people. So when people celebrate Black History Month, you're celebrating a color, not who a people is. And another thing is the history part. Why we have to know about the history. 1 month out of 12 months. They give us a chance to celebrate and educate ourselves about our history. In the shortest month out of all months, they give us February. And what is also in February? Valentine's Day, also known as Guaranteed Sex Day. For those who are mature enough and, understand what I'm saying, you understand exactly what I'm saying. That's what Valentine's is. But we share the same month as Valentine's. And for the first 2 weeks, that's all everybody is thinking about, for real. Who gonna be their Valentine? Then for the remainder 2 weeks, do a report on a famous black person. I mean, seriously, that's what they gave us. But it started off as a week. It was started off as Negro History Week. Then it evolved into a month. It started like in 1926 from a dude named Carter G. Woodson. He had made it up, the Negro History Week, which evolved into Black History Month. I guess they felt like the programming was working and they can further the timing of the celebration to further the programming. Because let's understand where it went from. It went from Negro to black. It went from a week to a month. And they think, black people, so-called black people, I'm going to just say who it really is. Excuse me. I'm going to just say who it really is. We are the lost tribes of Israel. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, who is so-called quote-unquote black. If you're confused about who you are, that's who you are. We are the lost tribes. I mean, it's biblical evidence of who we are. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. It explains that we shall be a byword to all nations, because all nations, they know who we are. They know exactly who we are. But it's people that's impersonating us and getting funding for our pain and suffering. And we already know these people are the Jewish people, not the real Jews. The ish means pertains to, not the original or authentic And we can be proven through geographical evidence. We can be proven through DNA evidence. There's so many ways to prove who we are. But that's another subject about proving who they are. Because the Bible proves who they are too. He said they will be first. And we are last. And for those who think the Most High is just punishing us, and well, He is, because our ancestors disobeyed Him. How do we know this? Because it's showing up in our lives. We do things that that disobeys what His laws is. A lot of us drink, smoke, curse, swear, sleep with other people's wives, but at the same time we do good deeds. And we think because we do good deeds, it outweighs the bad that we do. And they're confused because if they're not being properly blessed like they think they should, they lose faith. They run back to the world. They try to discredit the Bible and everything in it. All because they have lost their way. But this was going to be a short show about Black History Month, and the curse it is on our people. It's a curse, straight up, because why should we celebrate who we are 1 month out of 12 months? I know I said it before, but let's think about it. It's like for the remainder 11 months, we are programmed to know about George Washington Carver, Christopher Columbus, and all of these other folks. But for a brief month in these 12 months, we can learn about who we are. And the truth is, like I said before, we really don't learn about who we are, because we're supposed to learn while we're in school. And school is more of a social thing than a learning experience. It's more about who's going to be popular, and who's going to be class valedictorian, and stuff like that. But it's not about real education. And for the little education that they try to give us, they teach us about Caucasians and their history. But if you fall into that trap of thinking that the elites is just giving you some, think again. Because they don't just give us something because they're being nice. It's all programming to see what you're going to go for. Are you going to let us call you a color? Are you going to just let us tell you when to celebrate and educate your people about who you are? And then we don't even know the real truth about who we are. We just learn about people that did, or people that invented stuff, or people that refused to give up their seat, or people that gave speeches. I mean, it's mixed up in a whole bunch of trickery, because we had a lot of folks in our history that was Freemasons and Eastern Stars, like Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks and Malcolm X too. Everyone that was famous in our history, like if they made movies about them, if they really celebrated them and still is celebrating them, best believe that they was working for them the whole time. They was never on our side. It's only because they look like us, they knew that's all we need for us to accept it. Like when they gave us Barack Obama. I knew he was trouble when I first saw him. That's just me personally speaking. I knew he was trouble. And when he had became president, the whole world was just overjoyed. And I was like, what's that cartoon, The Boondocks? I was like, Huey. Called me Huey. I knew it was a bad idea. Huey and Uncle Ruckus, I knew it was a bad idea. He changed times and laws. He changed so many laws, I can't even go through it all on this recording. It's so many. Abortion laws, gay marriage. And they knew a Caucasian man couldn't get that done. But when they gave us a black face, the whole world was going for it because they was thinking like America is changing, in which it was. Not for the better, it was changing for the worse. I mean, look around. He increased taxes on everything. He even made a deal with the car insurance companies that made it mandatory for every citizen to get and maintain driver's insurance on your car. And you tell me that he didn't get paid for that? Of course he got paid for that. But what did we get? I mean, because it's like when they tell us we have to have all of these mandatory requirements to drive our vehicles, to live our lives, it put a strain on what we want to do as far as the future. Because if we can't save, we can't really plan for the future. And that's what they want. They want us confused, making life decisions with our basic requirements. I mean, it's sad that it's like I'm the only one that sees it. At least that's how I feel. I'm like, am I the only one that sees this? That just because he's a black man, that don't mean he's going to do anything for my people. And the last time I checked, he didn't do anything for my people, which is the so-called black people. It's like he did something for the gays. He did something for Mexicans, Latinos, foreigners. He did something for everyone except us. And they thought it was a good idea because they called him black. But like I said, he never said he was black anything. He just let y'all ran with it. But I'm going to cut this short. But let's think about moving forward as a people, learning about who we are. I mean, don't get caught up about who we are because, true enough, we're royalty. We're the ones that is surviving through everything. The government is trying to kill us so many ways with the drugs, diseases, deaf music, liquor stores on every corner, gun stores in the neighborhood, along with the music. They tell us we can have all the sex we want, even made it convenient for some folks who don't want to have the responsibility of being a parent. You can go to the government and they can kill your baby for you